Today, let's talk about Alibag. It's a place that's going through one of the most incredible transformations in India right now. We're going to dive into how this once sleepy coastal town became a multi-billion-dollar real estate hotspot, pulling in the biggest names and, well, the biggest money in the country.
You know, for the longest time, Alibag was Mumbai's best-kept secret. It was the place you went to escape the city's madness. You'd hop on a ferry, maybe a little bumpy, and find this quiet little antidote to the chaos, a perfect spot for a weekend home.
Well, that secret is officially out. Big time. That quiet little coastline has turned into a high-octane growth corridor. What used to be a weekend retreat is now a serious, high-stakes real estate destination. It's a full-blown coastal gold rush.
And just to give you a sense of how fast this is all happening, look at this number. We're talking about a 300% surge in land prices over roughly the last decade. That isn't just growth, that is an absolute explosion.
So what lit the fuse on this whole thing? Well, it all started with infrastructure. A complete revolution in connectivity didn't just make the trip shorter, it totally rewired how people thought about Alibag itself.
Right, so this didn't just happen by accident. It was really driven by three massive infrastructure projects that took on the biggest obstacle head-on: the brutal travel time.
Okay, so here they are, the three big game changers. First up, you've got the Odyssey 2. This sea bridge just shattered the old commute barrier from South Mumbai. Then you have the upgraded Ro-Ro ferries, which mean you can get there reliably all year round, no matter the weather. And looking to the future, the enormous Alibag corridor is set to open up completely new areas for development, basically future-proofing the region's growth.
And this number right here, under an hour, is the real kicker. The psychological shift is huge. When the travel time drops that much, Alibag stops being a distant holiday spot. For a lot of people, especially with hybrid work, it's suddenly a realistic, commutable part of their daily life. So, with the travel problem cracked, the floodgates just flew open. And that kicks off the next chapter in Alibag's story, a wave of investment and development on a scale the region has never, ever seen before.
I mean, just look at this lineup. These are the heavyweights, the biggest names in Indian real estate. When they show up, it signals massive institutional confidence. They bring a whole new level of scale, luxury, and frankly, professionalism to a market that used to be pretty scattered. This is the moment Alibag went from being a local market to a national hotspot. And if you really want to grasp the scale of the money being poured in, get a load of this number. Now, this isn't the total investment in all of Alibag. Nope. This is the estimated gross development value of just one project. One. It's absolutely staggering.
And just so we're all on the same page, when we talk about gross development value, or GDV, we're talking about the total projected revenue from sales once a project is all built and sold. It's a way of measuring the project's total market potential, not just what it costs to build.
The ambition here is just massive. We are not talking about a few nice villas. Hiran Nandani is building an entire 225-acre township. It comes with a 3.5-kilometer private beachfront, its very own jetty, and plans for 5 five-star hotels. They're not just building houses, they're building an entire lifestyle ecosystem. So, on top of the new roads and the big developers, there's another powerful fuel for this fire: the A-list effect. When celebrities start buying up land, it adds a layer of prestige and media buzz that you just can't buy. This quote from actor Kartik Aaryan really sums it up perfectly. But notice his choice of words. I plan to build my own home there. That's key. This isn't just about a financial flip. For a lot of these high-profile buyers, Alibag is becoming a place to actually live, to put down some roots. And he is definitely not alone. This list has some of the biggest names in India, and these are all confirmed high-value deals. For example, Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma's recent land purchase was worth nearly 38 crore. That kind of investment creates a huge aspirational pull for everyone else. You know, there's actually a term for this. It's called the celebrity halo effect. It's a really powerful thing. When a celebrity buys into a location, it validates it. It creates a sense of exclusivity and tells the rest of the market, hey, this is the place to be. And that in turn helps drive prices up even faster. So all of this has led to some pretty aspirational branding. You'll hear Alibag being called an extension of South Mumbai all the time. But the question is that just clever marketing, or is it actually becoming a reality? All right, let's break it down. The case for it is pretty strong, right? The travel time is doable, you get more for your money, and you've got all these luxury developers. But
And this is a big but. The reality on the ground is different. Alibag doesn't have a major economic center, and basic things like power and water are still struggling to keep up. So for now, it's more of an aspiration than a fact. So, where does this all lead? The growth curve looks incredible, but it's not a one-way street. The future of Alibag is this really interesting balance between huge potential and some very real challenges. And these are the risks every potential buyer needs to think about. That infrastructure cap is a big one. Can the basic utilities keep up with all this luxury construction? Then you've got the tricky coastal regulations that can delay projects. And of course, the big environmental question. In the rush to build, is Alibag going to lose the very coastal charm that made it so valuable in the first place?
But there are signs that these gaps are being worked on. For example, a new jetty just got the green light for Rashid. It's specifically designed to help with tourism and take some pressure off the roads, which shows that planning is happening to support this growth.
I think this quote really nails it. The market is maturing. The days of buying a plot and flipping it for a quick profit are probably over. Now, the experts see Alibag as a long-term investment. It's a 10 to 15-year play for people who want both a great lifestyle and a way to preserve their wealth over time. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Alibag's transformation is an incredible story of infrastructure, investment, and ambition. But as the townships and towers keep rising, the real challenge will be balancing all this explosive growth with preserving the quiet coastal soul that started this whole thing. That's the multi-billion-dollar question everyone is waiting to see answered.